They didn't just take her life. They took the sound out of mine. The world I knew, the one filled with her laughter, her voice, the soft melody of our life together. It all went silent that night. The quiet that followed was a crushing weight, an endless echo of what was lost. She wasn't part of their world. She was my world, all of it. She was just there. That's what they said. Wrong place, wrong night. A simple, brutal explanation for an unspeakable act. They treated her existence like a footnote in their violent story, a mistake, an accident on their path to something else. But to me, she was the whole story. They buried her. They put her in the cold ground and expected me to keep living, to walk away, to let the silence consume me. They expected me to forget, to heal, to move on. How do you move on from your own heart? How do you breathe when the air has been stolen from your lungs? The days after were a blur of empty rooms and hollow condolences. People would speak, but their words were just noise, meaningless static against the profound silence she had left behind. They didn't understand that her end was also my beginning, a different, darker beginning. Revenge didn't come with anger, not the loud, explosive kind you see in movies. It came with silence, my silence, a deep, methodical quiet that became my closest companion. It was in that stillness that my purpose crystallized. They had shattered my world with noise and violence, so I would dismantle theirs with precision and quiet. I learned their names. One by one, I etched them into my memory. I learned their routines, where they ate, where they slept, who they thought they loved. I studied the patterns of their lives with a devotion I once reserved only for her. I learned their smiles, the casual, easy smiles they shared with the world, as if they hadn't ripped the sun from my sky. They laughed. I'd watch them from a distance, hidden in the shadows of the city, and I'd hear them laugh. They laughed in a world where she no longer existed, in a world they had robbed of her light. Each laugh was a desecration, each smile a new wound. They moved through their days untouched, unburdened, while I carried the weight of her absence in every single breath. This wasn't rage. Rage is a fire that burns out. This was balance, a cold, hard equation that needed solving. They had created a void, an imbalance in the universe. My task was to restore it, to make things right in the only way left to me. It was a hunt, but not for sport. It was a pilgrimage. Each step I took was a step toward her. Each piece of information I gathered was a stone laid on the path to justice. I became a ghost in their lives, unseen, unheard, but always present. It didn't bring her back. I knew it wouldn't. No act of vengeance, no matter how perfectly executed, could ever return her to me. It couldn't mend my shattered heart or fill the echoing silence in my soul. It only proved what sorrow can teach, that love can be forged into a weapon, that grief can provide a clarity that nothing else can. It teaches you what matters, what's worth fighting for, and what lines you are willing to cross when everything has already been taken from you. The end was as quiet as the beginning. No grand confrontation, no dramatic final words, just balance. The scales were tipped back, the debt was paid, I stood in the quiet aftermath, the silence no longer a crushing weight, but a somber peace. I kept my promise, the one I made to her in the deafening quiet of that first night. The promise that she would not just be a footnote, that her life mattered, that she would be the last thing they ever thought about. I hope it was enough. I truly hope it was enough.